Hello, Sam here. Wanted to talk to you today about M and W trading patterns, how to identify them, how to trade them profitably. So I've got the SPX pulled up on a 5-minute chart, and the SPX is just the futures index of the S&P 500. So you can pretty clearly see what letter printed right here, obviously an M, right? And it's kind of odd how obvious it's printed. Usually they don't print this obvious, and I'll go through some other examples and how to identify them. So, here we clearly have up, down, and then down again. And now the reason this is valuable to us to identify is that this second leg is where we can go short, given, proper confluence and proper setup. So this is actually a beautiful setup, and you very easily could have taken this short. This bar moves above the previous range. So we had this bullish breakout. This red bar moves even higher, but then becomes an outside bar to the downside. Now, as soon as the low is taken out here on this bar, so as soon as we move right below 44.51 looks like, that's your signal short. So you even could have added right here, short here, and you would have made, if you took this trade, let's just say short right here, you'd probably be out right about here. Okay, so you would have made right about 55 points. So if you were trading 10 contracts, I'm trying to do the quick math, it would have been about a $25,000 trade for you. So this is just one example. And again, we see these printed all over the place. Now we also have W patterns. So let's go over to the Ethereum chart real quick. And this is Ethereum again on a 5-minute. Here's a very obvious W chart. And a W is just identical to an M. It's just obviously this is going to be our bullish indicator. So we have the scoop, and then this is our long. And so we have a little bit of a breakdown, so a bearish continuation to the downside. This bar ticks lower, actually closes outside of the range, but it's still in the range of this green bar. But as soon as price moves back up this way, and then we have a bar closing on its high, this is our signal long potential. I mean, this is actually a pretty aggressive play, frankly. You could have taken it, though, just purely out of the confluence of having this W setup. And then again, you take this long, you would have made, well, I won't evaluate it, but you probably would have made a $20,000 trade, assuming the same monetary value there. Now, these print all over the place. And let's just scroll back through just to try and identify more obvious ones. Okay, so here's a W pattern again, break up. Here's an M pattern that again broke down. So look, these won't always have these massive breaks like we saw in the SPX. Like to get such a clean breakdown requires just a lot of factors. This was right at the open. It was after a very intense move upwards. There was also some news that was at play here. So, I mean, this just set up beautifully, and I really wish I'd taken this trade, but that's kind of the nature of the game. Now, here we see WWs being printed. So we have a W here, and then it's not really a true WW, I guess. So we could go right here, W, and then another W. And the second W that prints will always be, and this is true with the second W, the second M, it will always be a less violent move and a less clean break. So here we see W forming, and we get a pretty clean break of 30.70 up to 31.17. So we get about a 140 point move, or excuse me, we get about a 40 point move. Okay. Whereas here, the second W we get from 30.95 up to 31.28. So we get about a 30 or 35 point move there. So not quite as clean, but still available for a scalp and available for some quick profits. So just scrolling back through here to see if we can identify any more. I thought there was actually one being printed on the SPX. So again, here's an M formation. And then as soon as we have this inside bar print red, the doji that closes back inside as a false high. So we get the false high here on the following bar. It actually ticks right above the doji bar, but then closes on the low of its body. Right here, you should just be selling the market. So you just hit the sell the sell the market button, and then you move all the way down from 44.23. Oof, it's a 30-point move. I mean, it's a minimum $10,000 trade right there short. So this has been a quick introduction on M's and W's and double M's and double W's. I'll probably do some more on this subject later and how to evaluate this on a macro instead of just on a lower time frame chart. But hopefully you found some value here and you can apply this to your own life and maybe make some money with it. So thanks for watching.